Hi guys, so I was going to start this video with saying I'm a chaotic person with control, but that would actually contradict rule number one on this list of very simple, low effort things that I do to stay organized in life, which is to stay clear of labels. I try my very hardest not to label myself as being XYZ, specifically things that reinforce ideas about myself that I don't actually want to associate myself with. So things like being lazy or shy or disorganized. Even if that might be how I feel or how I view myself, I don't want to make those things part of my identity. And I also want to view myself as someone who can change their ways, not someone who is set in them. But also you do need to still acknowledge something before you can change it, right? So instead of simply saying, oh, I'm disorganized or I'm chaotic, I might say something like, I'm someone who needs to put in cautious effort in order to keep things in order. I need to have systems in place. Otherwise, I easily fall into patterns that cause unnecessary friction in my life. So yeah, rule number one, watch how you speak about yourself and which labels you put on yourself. Everything goes in the calendar, not just work, not just super important things that I really need to remember to attend to. Everything goes in the calendar, even small things like meeting up a friend for coffee or doing laundry, etc. Like the moment someone is like, hey, I'll call you on Tuesday at 4, I'll put that in my calendar. And now some people might think that this is doing too much or that it's unnecessary, and it might be for you and for some people, but personally, I just feel more relaxed knowing that I have everything put on my calendar and that I won't miss anything or worry about forgetting about it. And now I have tried, various calendar apps, and I find that honestly, Google Calendar works pretty well for me. It's simple, it syncs across devices, and I've never really had any issues with it. But of course, you can use whatever works for you, and you can color coordinate it and make it more fun if that is the sort of stuff that you're into. I spend a lot of time on my computer. All of my work's there, all of my research and writing for these videos, much of the footage that I use, etc. And as much as I try to stay organized, I still find myself constantly going through files and folders to clean things up, to get rid of clutter. I just need that blank page, zero inbox feeling in order to be able to fully focus on my work, kind of similar to how I cannot cook in a messy kitchen. But doing this manually is really time consuming and also really inefficient. I'm also just not interested in trying to figure out which files are junk and which ones are okay to delete and which ones are not, and I speak from experience. This is why I use Clean My Mac X. I can simply turn off my brain and trust that Clean My Mac X does the work. With the click of just one button, Smart Scan does cleanup, malware removal, and speed up all in one combo. It takes about 2 minutes to polish up even a dead slow Mac. You can also use their space lens to see what files are taking up the most space, which is really helpful to me as someone who tends to have like 10 copies of the same photo for no apparent reason. I don't know how that happens, but it does. You can also use their protection modules to scan for viruses and cryptocurrency miners and remove them instantly. And one feature that I really like is the menu app. I just click it and I'm instantly given information on how my Mac is performing, such as battery temperature, how much space I have left, and the speed of my internet connection. Clean My Mac X is really easy to use. The design is very sophisticated, and I say that as someone who is not very technical and easily gets impatient. It really is very straightforward and efficient, and I end up with a clean, fast Mac. Try Clean My Mac X with a 7-day free trial to help your computer work at its fullest potential. You can buy at 20% off with my code LANA20. Write everything down. So similarly to putting everything in my calendar, I also write everything down. I think one of the most reoccurring lies we tell ourselves is probably, oh, I'll just remember it. Even if you are living the simplest life, you're still making a lot of decisions throughout the day, and you have responsibilities piling up and things that you need to do and buy and places that you need to go and bills you need to pay and emails you need to send out. And not only is it unreasonable to expect to remember everything, but it's also not very smart in my opinion, because why would you even attempt to when there are so many simple tools you can use to, instead of trying to remember everything, to free up that space in your mind and simply write it down somewhere. So I write down lists of various things. I'll write down people's birthdays, purchases that I need to make, health-related stuff, dog-related stuff, summer plans, content plans. And now, do I wish that I had a more organized, structured note-taking system? I kind of do. I've tried many different ones, and while many of them are really good, I haven't really found like a note-taking system that is just 100% exactly what I would personally want and look for, I guess. So I just tend to write most things down on or in my physical notebooks. So just a recent example that I'm very proud of. So Fred has been, my dog, for those of you who are new, has been having some stomach issues lately, and every single day, with no exception, I will write down everything I need to know, like his symptoms, what he has been eating, how he has been feeling, etc., because I need to keep track of how he's doing in his symptoms. And now I could be just fooling myself and be like, yeah, I will remember what he felt like on April 31st, but I absolutely will not. And so I have it in writing, and I just cannot recommend that enough. Make it more fun. Everyone knows that if something is fun, it's easier to do and we're more likely to do it. And I'm all for adding elements that make must-dos in life more enjoyable. So like listening to a podcast or YouTube video or music while you are doing something. So I will do that when I'm organizing stuff. I'll do that when I'm cooking. I will do that when I'm unpacking groceries. I'll do that a lot. One thing I really like doing is putting on one of my comfort TV shows when I need to deep clean my apartment, for example. So Desperate Housewives, it just makes it so much more enjoyable than if I just do it in complete silence. Letting go of the idea that I need to be a certain way. So you need to use the tools that work for you and that you actually use, not tools that everyone else is using or the things that you should be using or the things that seem cool at the moment. That goes for things like note-taking apps or systems or the way everyone else is organizing their pantry or the way everyone else is getting about their morning routine or skincare routine, whatever it is. It's so easy to look at other people, feel inspired, feel like that's aspirational, and then we try that in our own lives and it just doesn't work and it's just not for us. So while I'm all for getting inspiration from other people, listening to other people, trying different things out, one thing that I always try to keep in mind is that what works for other people may or may not work for me, and that's okay. That does not mean that their system is flawed or that I'm doing something wrong when I'm trying to implement it. It simply means that our lives are different, our needs are different, our brains work differently, our energy, our temperament, our patience, all these things are different. Keep that in mind where you're watching videos like this, when you're watching other videos, podcasts, wherever you take your inspiration from. Be one step ahead. So one thing that motivates me to stay organized is thinking that I'm always trying to make future me as joyful, relaxed, and content as possible. Sometimes that means ironing a dress that I know that I will wear tomorrow and storing it in a place where I'll easily find it. Sometimes that means paying an invoice as soon as I receive it so that future me won't have to think about it. I'll do one extra thing for her and she's always glad I did. And another way of, serving your future self is things like, for example, keeping inventory of various things to save yourself frustration and stress. So let me tell you about this one thing from recently that I'm particularly proud of. So every morning I make myself a latte or a cappuccino, and it's like my favorite part of the morning. I look forward to it every night going to bed. And obviously that means that I always need to have milk in my fridge. I always make my coffee with regular dairy milk. That's how I like it. However, one time, and this was actually quite recent, I woke up excited to make my coffee, and what do you know? I was out of milk and my heart sank. And now the next time I went grocery shopping, I thought, okay, let's be smart here, Lana. What if you run out of milk again without noticing or paying attention? what can I do to help prevent that? So the first preventative measure would be to always check beforehand to make sure that I have enough milk. But I like having a backup plan, and so I thought, what if I keep some oat milk in my pantry in case of emergency? Because oat milk can be stored, in the pantry, no reason for very, very long. And so if I do run out of regular milk, I can still make my coffee. And what do you know? The other day, you guessed it, I was out of my regular dairy milk. At first I was bummed, but then I remembered. Old Lana got me, past Lana got me. She planned it, she's here for the rescue. I grabbed the oat milk from my pantry and my morning was saved. Create a home for everything. My mom is really good at this whole, everything should have its place and that is how you keep things in order and how you stay organized. So I remember in my last apartment, I kept losing my keys. Not losing them, like dropping them outside somewhere, but I would lose them at home, because I would just put them in different places every time. Like they would be on my table or in one of my purses or in my jacket, and I would just never have any idea where I put my keys. And I remember how this would just cause me so much frustration and unnecessary stress, because each time that I had to leave home, I would be like, where did I put my keys? And I would have to spend time looking for them. I would get sweaty and annoyed and frustrated at myself for being disorganized. And so what my mom did was that she put up a little hook right next to my door, and she was like, anytime you get home, just put the keys on this little hook. And I was like, oh, sure, okay, I'll give that a try. And I did, and I never lost my keys again. Stop waiting for motivation. So, do you know who always does what they feel like? Babies and toddlers. And neither you or I are neither of those things. Growing up, being mature and well-functioning adult means that you will need to do things even when you don't feel like it. Otherwise, life will be very difficult. Most people don't just naturally feel like organizing their closet or vacuuming or doing work-related stuff, or honestly, most things that are must-dos in life come with some level of friction. And I think doing things right away, while it might come more naturally to some than others, I believe it's also a skill, something that you can practice by doing it over and over again. The thing is that your obligations don't go away. They just stack up. And if you're not motivated to do that one task right now, do you really think that you will be more motivated when you have a whole pile of responsibilities waiting for you? I think not. Be realistic. Honestly, I've spent so much time being frustrated with myself because I wondered why some other people seem to be able to manage to keep every part of their life so perfectly organized and neat. But I'm not there, but I've slowly learned to let go of this idea of perfection. I think anyone could be perfectly organized if they wanted to. So I guess I simply don't want it enough to prioritize putting the time and energy and mental strength towards it. You could if you wanted to, I could if I wanted to. I could get up right now, order some containers and labels and create Pinterest-looking cabinets for myself in my home, and who knows, maybe I will do that someday. But I'm not exactly suffering by not having it that way. I don't think my life is less good or less fulfilled or less joyful because I haven't folded everything in my closet perfectly or because I run out of milk once in a while. Quite the opposite, actually. As someone who does like to be in control in so many other areas of my life, I think it's actually good to let go of some of that in other areas. I want harmony, not perfection. I want what feels good, not just what looks good. I want to find what works for me and not just what works for others. And these are all things that I'm navigating, things that I'm figuring out as I go along in this journey called life.